Wow, this is hilarious. Glenn Grothman accused DEI of being a Marxist ideology and it being used to destroy the military by requiring a more diverse military. This is the same type of like rhetoric used to prevent or try to prevent the desegregation of the military. He would be advocating uh, for black people to be not allowed in the military if this was like during the civil rights era.
Okay. I'd like to thank everyone for being here for today's committee. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Perry for pointing out that our military did not lose the war in Vietnam. Just a minor point. It was lost when Congress stopped giving aid to South Vietnam, but our military never
I mean, our military was losing the Vietnam long before that.
did a tremendous job. To me, this is a very important committee and a very important hearing because our military has way too many people or way too much focused on race. And when they talk about diversity, they're not talking about who is musically inclined or who is tall or who came from North Dakota. They're talking about race. The
It sounds like this dude just wants an all-white military.
head of the new Joint Chiefs has said that their goal should be 42% white officers, which means, in other words, that if you're the most qualified person, but you're a white guy, you're going to have a tough time, a tougher road to hoe.
Okay, 42% of the military is going to be white, which means like what, 50% is going to be a mix of various POCs, so white people are still the majority there.
DEI is a Marxist ideology, and the reason it's Marxist is they want to destroy America and they want to divide America. And one way to divide America.
That's hilarious. DI is Marxist ideology because, quote unquote, they want to destroy America. Who's they?
Is to have everybody not identify as, say, Mr. Lohmeyer himself. They want him to identify, I don't even know what your ethnic background is, Mr. Lohmeyer, comma, Hispanic American, or Mr. Lohmeyer, comma, Native American. And
Okay, what's wrong with that?
the Marxists realize that once we get that in America, where everybody thinks every election or every promotion is a battle between ethnic groups, we have destroyed America. And that is where we are.
But nobody's saying that like everything is a battle between ethnics. This guy is just like he just sounds paranoid and just hates the idea of like the military not being all white.
Are going. I wish I would have brought up earlier, like I said, that new head of the Joint Chiefs says a goal should be 42% white officers. In other words, she's outright saying that we are going to discriminate against you because you're a white guy. She's outright saying that the
No, nobody's talking about discriminating against white people. If there's 42% of the military that's already, they're going to look for qualified POCs to fill the positions.
person who gets the promotion is not necessarily going to be the best person for the job. And inevitably,
Right, because the military is going to hire unqualified people just because they're not white. That is honestly stupid to claim.
it's going to create divisions within the military because it causes people to say, I should be
Yeah, there's already like divisions in the military based upon religion. You don't seem to have an issue with that.
promoted because of my background. Furthermore, this diversity thing, I suppose in some ways diversity is okay, but in other ways, I don't see what it has to do with anything. Okay, if we have two people applying for the Air Force Academy who both grew up in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, lived on the same block, both played on the football team, both played saxophone in the school band, but one of them has a Hispanic grandfather. Well, all of a sudden, in order to increase diversity, that's the guy who's got to be promoted first, with the idea that they have diverse backgrounds or would bring something different to the military because one guy happened to have a grandfather who was born.
Okay, well, if the dude with the Hispanic grandfather is more qualified, he should be the one promoted because he's more qualified. People like him act like POCs can't be educated or have the qualifications to do the same type of stuff that white people can do.
Born in Mexico 100 years ago is preposterous. But that is the ideology that is being pushed today and will inevitably destroy the military and will inevitably destroy America. So I'd like to thank you three folks for being here. I do not believe that forever, I sure hope Mr. Garcia is not right, forever we're in a position in which we define people by where their great-grandparents come from and believe.
But it's not just about their great grandparents. I mean, if somebody is Hispanic, their mom and dad could be Hispanic or whatever. But I mean, if they're qualified to be in the military or have any other position in society, they should be able to get that position. It shouldn't just be, oh, this person's white, so he's obviously more qualified.
That if this is not true, but if my grandfather was from Mexico, I don't speak Spanish, I've never been to Mexico in my life, but somehow, therefore, I have a unique viewpoint that I have to be promoted against other people in the military. That's ridiculous. And
But that's not what DEI is saying. This guy is just making up like false arguments to try to support his idea.
it's scary and it's absurd. And I wish more people would say it, and I wish they'd call out people on what exactly they mean by diversity. Because I have an ancestor born in Thailand or something, it makes me a better sergeant. It's just absurd, but that's
Nobody is saying that the ethnic of a person makes them better in their position. It's just that it's better to have a diverse group of people working together than just a hegemony of just white men in the military.
the ridiculous ideology that's taken over America. Okay, now with that and without objection, all members have 5 legislative days within which to submit materials and